Okay, welcome boys and girls. This is another flyer autopsy. This is a flyer that was done for Revival in the late 2017 season of Revival. This is my Christmas flyer for 2017. I showed you all my flyer for 2016 with the shepherd. So I had to go into this with some kind of concept. I had to come up with some kind of concept. This is a revival in the from the change from one year to the next. So I didn't go like a Christmas theme really for the flyer part for the revival, but I did roll down with a Christmas flyer for. We needed one for the Christmas parade, so I had to have some kind of Christmas theme, and Christmas Eve was a Sunday night, so we're going to have church on Sunday night to invite everybody out. And I know it's mostly maybe a Catholic thing, but it's just how the dates panned out. So here we go. We're going to go this. We're going to see how we made this flyer. So this was kind of cool. I was kind of proud of this one, and I really nerded out and got my Photoshop on for this one. So this would be a good little thing to look at. I'm just going to show you some of the concepts I was struggling with at first. Here's all the photos I had downloaded. Okay, I had wanted some kind of Christmassy thing going on. I didn't know exactly what to do. I was looking through photos. What do all these photos have in common? I was going to do a shepherd's wise man thing this year since I did a shepherd thing last year. So I had some wise man photos. I had this idea to kind of make it lighthearted and do like a ugly Christmas sweater concept, but so that's where these people came from. It never really panned out, and I couldn't think of something for that. There's a texture I found that was pretty cool I wanted to use. As far as faces go, I like this dude's face, but he's looking down. He's kind of far away when the rest of the faces are kind of high res. This is the guy that manages our website. His name is Ronnie. This is when he had his hair dyed red. This is an older guy picture to connect up close, nice and high resolution. This is other stuff I thought I'd just grab just in case I use it later. This is a really old guy. I love the texture on this gentleman's face. It's great. This is a star field that I look in stars and skies, and I'm a sci-fi geek, so I always grab a good sci-fi star field. And this doc, believe it or not, is in the photo. It's in the final document. So I don't know if that bird made it. Goth bird. I like the bird. The lady's not even in it, actually. I like this, the motion of this photo. It's the perspective, and like it's a zoom thing, I guess. I don't know. This is Shia LaBeouf wannabe. This looks like this texture. This actually made it into the document too, and to the flyer design because it looks like a timeline. I'll talk about that in a minute. This is some other generic European-looking guy with kind of a mo starting there, so he made it into the final cut. And I like this kid, but he was kind of looking the other direction. But I probably could have used this guy if he was more, I don't know, symmetrical looking. But bummer. It's a little 4x6 flyer, and you could barely notice half the stuff anyway. This is a good quote. Wise man stuff. All right, that's it. So here's the flyer design autopsy. We'll start from the bottom up. There's that star field that I found that I liked, and here it's all set. Looks nice. Yeah, cool. I actually reused it twice, and this is, you can see over here on the side, the same thing is used up in the top. Mostly for the color and to do different things with it, and I blended it together. And so here we start off with Gerber baby. Look at that kid, happy baby. Now we use the masking tools over here, the layer mask, and I just kind of cut it out. This is going to be covered up by another head, so I just concentrated on this left side of his face as being cut out properly. Here's the Shia LaBeouf wannabe. Probably could have used that young kid transition because he's like from baby, now I'm a teenager or a really young looking man. So here he is. Notice their eyeball. I put him. Their eyeballs are like right on top of one another. See that? This guy's eyeball is right on top of that guy's eyeball, and he's cut out, concentrating mostly on the left side. Here's our web graphics designer guy. So he's sharing that eyeball. See that? Eyeball on top of eyeball. And he's cut out here because his picture was super high res and full of stuff. So there's just some leftovers. Here's the older gentleman. He's sharing that eyeball. Trying to flow seamlessly almost from even the facial hair. It kind of just flows. Here's his eyeballs hidden in shadow. And I made this decision that I was going to take this older guy. If you notice the shadow is flip-flopped. His face is reverse image. So they're sharing an eyeball. You just can't see it. See that? Okay, now here I got my face. Here's that. Did you notice that? Real subtle. The lines click on, and there's a line that goes through everybody's pupil here. Except for Ronnie. I think that kind of gets it right there. Man, and this guy's kind of misses it too. But the idea is the timeline of your life. You know, where you're headed, where you're going. We all start here. We all end up here, we hope. And just to let everybody know that there's a line there. I made a shape in Photoshop and ran it through everyone's eyeball. Just to try to draw attention to that. Like I said, this is a 4x6 flyer. Bummer, because it's pretty cool actually. You probably won't notice that you're holding that thing and looking at it, and like I always say, if they don't notice it, it's pretty cool. If they have to look for it, you know, it's cool. But you as the designer, you have to live with this stuff the rest of your life. So here's the dock. I told you the dock made it in there, but it's like an overlay. How did I come up? I put it on the soft light blending method, and I put it on top of everything, and did obviously some masking out to take out the lady, the bird. Even the posts didn't really show up because the faces are here. So, but you gotta get this idea that you're walking somewhere. There's like this travel thing happening. So on top of that, I reused the background. I put it on top, and I have it in soft light as well. 60% transparency, and it's giving like a color over the top. It's kind of cool. I did it again. I duplicated it, did it again. I did a Gaussian blur filter, put it on top, and it set it color overlay 100%, and it just gives me that blue color. And down here, that glow of the oranges, all the lights and things that are in the picture blur together and become like these orange and blue swaths that kind of cover everything. I didn't even do any masking on these top layers. I just kind of kept it as it is. If you look closely, you can see the stars intermingling in their hair and this baby's forehead. They're just there. It's kind of a cool thing. Everything kind of blending together. That's how this flyer started. And I didn't do anything super fancy with it. I'll show you. You remember the pictures that we were looking through? They're all used. They're all here. Let's look at the final flyer output. So here's the exact same thing you just saw, but this is the output. 300 DPI, 4x6 inches. Looks pretty cool. The fonts and everything, if you'll notice, are the same as this flyer here because they went back to back. So I thought that was kind of a cool little carryover. The same cursive handwriting font is the same one I got here for the door and the evangelist's name. I hit a little 2018 right here in the back. It's subtle, it's there. You notice it's just a multiply transparency. And I have my black box here. You can see the fading up from black, real subtle. You can see the gradient in the font. I just did this one, duplicated it, and changed the text to be this. There's like a slight drop shadow underneath these letters here, just for some contrast and punching out. There's a slight drop shadow here. All this up too. You can see the same text is like in a really small overlay, or you use the add filter with transparency and Corel to get this kind of an overlay, which would be in like Photoshop or Illustrator. And these lines here, I always got to throw something in there. We're going this way. We're starting here, going this way. So I'm kind of telling you something. Your life's going somewhere. better take advantage of the opportunities you have, especially to get saved. So here's my scripture: the acceptable time of the day of salvation. Again, using a modern translation, so people read it and knows. This is something people are thinking about, especially I think at the turn of the year. You know, we're going to the next year. Man, 2017 is already over. What's going on now? So what are we going to do now? Time just marches on. The older you get, this is more of an issue. You'll start saying this yourself as you get older. Like that year just rushed by. And then as you go, I can't believe it's June already. I can't believe it's October. Christmas is a month away. And you'll be saying that for the rest of your life until you die. So that's that flyer. That's the concept from start to finish. It's kind of when I actually just threw it together, but once I realized what I wanted to do with the eyes and the changing timelines, it took a little bit longer. So this is a little short one. So thanks for watching. It's cool. I like doing this kind of stuff. I like passing on what goes into this stuff. So you got someone in your church who's doing flyers and they need inspiration, or they could just take a concept and flesh it out and have a good outreach to the masses and learn some cool skills at the same time. So that's that, and thanks for watching. Whoa, what happened there?